Today we will be adding and subtracting polynomials. This will be a guided practice where I will complete one and give you time to complete one on your own as well. This is TEKS Algebra 2 7B. In order to add terms together, first we want to get rid of parentheses. So first we have to look at the sign in front of the parentheses. If it's a positive sign, we can just drop the parentheses. If it's a negative sign, we have to distribute this negative into the parentheses. So we're going to bring everything down until we get to this negative where we are going to have to distribute it to both things, to everything in the parentheses after the negative. So we're going to distribute the negative there and there. So first, bring down the first two parentheses. And now for the next two parentheses, when I distribute the negative, this becomes a minus 3x and it becomes a minus 2. So minus 3x minus 2. Next is to look for like terms. We're going to start with our highest exponent. So we're going to start with the x squared. So we can only combine x squareds with other x squareds. So we have 2x squared, and if it doesn't have a number, this is a 1. So 2x squared plus 1x squared, we only combine the coefficient in the front, and the term stays the same, so it's still an x squared. Next, we can do x's. We have a negative 4x plus 5x minus 3x. Again, when you're adding and subtracting polynomials, the only thing that changes is your coefficient. So negative 4 plus 5 minus 3. That is a negative 2x. Okay. Next is going to be our constants, which is our numbers that don't have any variable attached to it. We have minus 1, minus 2, minus 2. So what is negative 1 minus 2? Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. So this will be your final answer. Okay, go ahead and pause this video and try practice number 1 completely on your own. Go ahead and check your work. I combined, so first of all, one of the biggest mistakes that'll happen is right here, making sure you distribute the negative to all three terms. That becomes a negative 2x, this changes to a plus x, and this changes to a minus 2. Notice what I did in red is my x squareds. Then I did my x's, I just had 3x. And then I combined my constants to give me a positive 2. Let's go ahead and do this again. Again, the biggest mistake is making sure that you distribute any negative into anything in the parentheses after the negative. Now this has a positive, which means I can just drop these parentheses, okay? So I'm going to bring down my first parentheses. Then for the second parentheses, I need to distribute that negative, which means all the signs are going to change. And then for the third parentheses, nothing changes since it had a positive in front of it. And I bring down the plus 4. So the only thing different here is I start with my highest exponent, which this time it's going to be an x cubed. So I see that I have a 2x cubed and a 2x cubed. That means I have 4x cubes. Next, I'm going to look for my x squareds. And I only see this negative x squared. So I'm going to bring down a negative x squared. Next, I'm going to look for my x's. 3x minus x minus 3x. That becomes a negative 1x. Do you need to put the 1? No. Can you? Yes. Okay. Next, we're going to look at our constants then. So our constants are going to be the numbers that don't have, and so I have a negative 4 plus 1 plus 2 plus 4. So negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 plus 4 is a positive 3. And that'll be your complete answer. So go ahead and pause this video and try practice number 2 on your own. Okay, go ahead and check your work. So first thing I did was when I brought everything down was to make sure to distribute this negative into the parentheses. So it was negative 2x squared plus x. So if you made a mistake here and you had 0x, it's because you forgot to distribute the negative into the parentheses. So check your work and we'll go ahead and do question number 3. That's one thing we didn't discuss was that notice that yes, my 5x squared was in the front, but my highest exponent was x cubed, so I had to put this in the front. So this will be our last one that we're practicing together. Now notice here I have 5 and I have 4s and 3s. So remember, I'm going to go from the highest exponent to the lowest exponent, which going... Okay, so for example number 3, I'm going to first distribute this negative into that. And I actually have 2 negatives. So every time I have a negative, I have to distribute it. So bring down your first parentheses without changing anything, because there was nothing in front of the parentheses. Then on the second parentheses, I'm going to distribute this negative, which means every sign is going to change because it's like I'm multiplying by a -1. Now we're going to start with our highest exponent. Our highest exponent is 2x to the 5th. And I don't see any other x to the 5th, so this is going to go in front. Next, I'm going to look for x to the 4th. And I have a negative x to the 4th. Next, I'm going to look for x cubed. Minus 2x cubed, minus 2x cubed. -2 minus 2 is -4x cubed. Next, I'm going to go for my x squared. Again, highest exponent to lowest exponent. X squared, I only see a positive 2x squared. Okay. After x squared, I'm going to look for x's, and I just see a -2x. And last but not least, I am going to do my constants, okay? I have positive 4 plus 1, that's 5 plus 3, that becomes a plus 8. So yes, it's a lot of terms, okay? Sorry, that plus 8's a little bit bright there. So go ahead and pause this video, try practice number 3 on your own, and see if you understand how to add and subtract polynomials. Okay, check your work. I try to double check mine to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. It's very easy to make mistakes. Now, check your work and make sure you did everything correctly. Make sure you went from highest exponent to lowest exponent. Now, just to let you guys know, the way I color coded, do you have to do that? No. I do it because I do have different colors and it's easy for me to see what I combined. But if you like crossing off when you add them together, then you can cross off what you've already used. You just want to make sure that you use all your terms, okay? Hopefully this video helped you practice how to add and subtract polynomials.